Hey YouTube, this is James Skeeto, and this is my first YouTube video. So this YouTube video will be reading you a chapter from World of Warcraft Ultimate Visual Guide, the First and Second War. Um, for, you should really buy this book. It's a really good book, and I suggest you buy it. So, anyways, the First War began with the arrival of the Orcish race on Azeroth. The horde The horrific devastation caused by the Old Horde marked the beginning of a series of conflicts between the Alliance and the Horde that shaped the world of Azeroth and continue to this day. Thousands of years after the War of the Ancients, the Burning Legion turned their attention to another world, the distant home of the Orcs, Draenor. The Demon Lord Kil'jaeden sought to bring the Orcs under the control of the Burning Legion, and ultimately used the power-hungry nature of the Orc Gul'dan to manipulate the Orc clans. On Azeroth, Sargeras, the fallen Titan leader of the Burning Legion, possessed the powerful human sorcerer Medivh, the Guardian of Triursful. Under Sargeras' control, Medivh used visions to communicate with Gul'dan, orchestrating the construction of the Dark Portal, a gateway between their two worlds. Gul'dan used his influence to declare a war chief, Blackhand, to lead the Horde, but Blackhand was merely a figurehead. Gul'dan and his warlocks, known as the Shadow Council, were secretly in control. With the Dark Portal complete, the Horde invaded Azeroth, and the Orcs quickly advanced on the Kingdom of Stormwind. Meanwhile, Medivh's apprentice, Khadgar, had realized that something was deeply wrong with his master, and warned Medivh's closest friend, Anduin Lothar, a knight in Stormwind's armies. Together they exposed Medivh's corruption, confronting and killing him. The Horde army advanced through the eastern kingdoms, leaving nothing but devastated countryside in its wake. Soon it marched on Stormwind itself, where Garona half-Orcan assassinated King Lane Rin, and the kingdom was crushed. Within the Horde, Durotan, leader of the Frostwolf clan, discovered Gul'dan's treacherous schemings. He informed the Black Hand's lieutenant, Orgrim Doomhammer, but shortly afterwards was killed by Gul'dan's assassins. Orgrim, convinced by Durotan's warning, turned on Blackhand, killing him and claiming the role of war chief. But Orgrim was intent on rooting out Gul'dan's treachery. His spies caught and tortured one of Gul'dan's agents, the half-orc assassin, Gnora Half-Orcan. Gnora revealed the existence and location of the Shadow Council. Orgrim turned the forces of the Horde on both Shadow Council and Gul'dan, slaughtering the remaining members, but granting Gul'dan mercy. The survivors of Stormwind, including King Lane's son, Prince Varian, fled. Under the leadership of Anduin Lothar, they crossed the Great Sea to the kingdom of Lordaeron. There, King Taenerys Menethil II heeded Lothar's tales of the Orcish threat. He united the 7 human kingdoms and, with other allies, formed the Alliance of Lordaeron to stand against the coming Horde invasion, for it could only be a matter of time before the Horde rose again. I will now go on the Second War. Orgrim's Horde forces swelled with new reinforcements, including Orc recruits from the Dark Portal, members of the Enslaved Red Dragonflight, trolls from the Almani Empire, and goblins. Gul'dan swore loyalty to Orgrim and offered to create new undead warriors, named Death Knights, to serve the Horde. Orgrim led 2 major assaults against the Alliance. The southern offensive in the Dwarven lands of Khazmodan was initially successful, moving deep into Dwarven territory. But after a series of savage battles, Alliance forces pushed the horde back to the bridges of the Thandol span. From there, the Alliance armies advanced south, forcing the horde to retreat from Khazmodan. The horde kept one foothold, the cursed fortress of Grim Batol, where the red dragonfly had been forced to servitude. The northern offensive consisted of a naval assault across the Great Sea, taking advantage of treachery by the human kingdom of Alterac. The horde besieged Lordaeron. During the siege, Gul'dan made his move, withdrawing his followers and leaving to seek the tomb of Sargeras in order to claim its power. Orgrim and his forces were left to face the Alliance alone. The Alliance pursued the Horde army south and trapped them at the fortress of Blackrock Spire. Orgrim launched a desperate attack, confronting Lord Anduin Lothar. Lothar and Orgrim fought an epic battle, and Orgrim slew Lothar. However, Lothar's second-in-command, Turaloyan, rallied the Alliance forces and took Orgrim prisoner. The remaining Horde forces made a final stand at the Dark Portal, fighting the bloodiest battle of the war. The Alliance defeated the last of the Horde on Azeroth, and the Archmage Khadgar destroyed the Dark Portal, bringing the Second War to an end. Thanks for listening, and if you like this, like or subscribe, comment, do whatever the hell you want, and have a nice day.